Hey out there, Slot Car Land. How's everybody doing this fine first weekend of February? Hope everybody is fine. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you guys checked out the 24 Hours of Daytona last weekend. I'm watching it. I didn't have any channels to watch it on TV, so I've been catching up on it on YouTube because they upload them to YouTube, so I've been watching it on YouTube. So don't know who won it all yet, so I'm just kind of watching it in bits and pieces here and there all weekend and everything. So really good racing so far, though. Really, really cool. Just some news for you right off the bat. I've got the parts ordered for the Super 2s. I bought 2 sets of magnets off of eBay, which are here. But I'm still waiting for the rest of the parts that are coming from HOSlotCarRacing.com. They haven't arrived yet, so I'm still working on that. Those are still coming, so we'll have a look what the mailman brought when that shows up, and we'll show you everything that we got for those cars. Some other news, in 2 weeks, we're going over to the west side to run with those guys once again. They're having their 4th race in their points series on the 16th of February. So me and Elijah and Shane are going to head over and see if anybody else from our group wants to head over there to run that race. So that'll be cool. So we're bringing you that action in a couple of weeks. And we're probably still going to be going to Doug's as well. That's probably 3 weeks off or so. And we'll be taping that race as well. And then our group is still working on the our point series for next fall. So we'll bring you that news when it comes. And just keep on doing stuff and everything. Our income tax is done and filed, and we should have that in 2 weeks. We'll be able to buy some parts and pieces and get some things rolling that I want to get rolling for the channel here soon. So we'll get that going, and everything's working out the way it should. Still looking for a job. I still don't have a new job yet, but I'm still employed, which is a good thing. So I'll keep you guys kind of updated on that as it rolls around and stuff. So today I had a hard time trying to figure out what to do for today, and then it dawned on me on some pictures that I uploaded to the group page on Facebook, and I went, you know what? We've never really talked about that. So I thought we would talk about your Pancake armatures and what to look for when you buy a car off of eBay to make sure that car has the right motor in it and all that stuff. So we're going to take a look at that today. We're going to run down, if you guys want to check these photos out, they're on the group page on Facebook. I'm going to try and get Jim to upload them to HOSlotCarRacing.com as well, so you guys can also be able to find them there, especially if you're not a member of Slot Car Crazy. But if you go into the group page, I'll show you guys here on my phone. If you go into the group page, especially if you're on your phone, slide over to where it says albums and just hit on albums. And I've got a lot of stuff grouped here, chassis and pictures of the layout and pictures of our projects and all that kind of stuff. But if you look at this where it says Pancake Motor and Magnet Guide, if you click on that and bring up those pictures, there's 3 pictures here. One for your T-Jet arms, which we'll be looking at today. One for your magnets. And then there is another picture for your AFX, magnet and magnetraction, specialty chassis, and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to be taking a look at that. We're going to be using that guide today on my Kindle and taking a look at some arms that I have here. Some I have off the motor plate, some I have on the motor plate. So we'll be kind of looking around and everything at that. Hopefully, guys, you guys will be able to see it and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll also take a look at what your armature, your Pancake arms are made of. I've got some parts and pieces here to show you guys that as well. So let's start with your T-Jets. To make sure that you have the right arm in your T-Jet. So let's take a look here. Here's the chart, as you guys can see on my Kindle. And the first one we're going to take a look at is this one right here, what they call a Christmas tree arm, which was in your early Thunderjet 500s, your T-Jets. Probably mostly your closed pin cars. Most of the open pin cars will have the other arms that we'll be talking about, but this is what they're talking about right here. If you guys can see, this one has copper, red, and green. So this is a Christmas tree arm. So this is an early T-Jet armature. So if you bought a T-Jet off of eBay and it's a closed pin and it has a Christmas tree arm in it, then it's probably pretty much all original, which is pretty cool. So that's kind of a neat thing there. So if you have an early closed rivet T-jet with a Christmas tree arm in it, it's probably all original. So now your later 500s had either this one here. I didn't hit anything. What the heck was that about? Would be this one here. What the heck's going on here? There. It would either have, they'll all have gray tips, but they'll either have red, green, or copper wiring. So these are all your later Thunderjet 500 arms. So these mostly probably would have appeared in your open rivet T-Jet chassis. And probably also, I'm not sure about dune buggy chassis and the truck chassis. I think all those are older. They may have Christmas tree arms in them. I'm not really sure. I'm not an expert on that. But these would be your later Thunderjet arms. So if they have gray tips with these three colors, that is a normal armature for your later T-Jet cars. So some of the other ones you want to look at are here, the red with red tip and red wire. So no, this is why. So this is a red wire with gray tips, but it's pictured with red tips, which is kind of weird. Is your Wild One and early AFX motors, not your Magnatractions, as you can see it says there. Then if you have one that is green wire with a green tip, which is kind of throwing off because that's the same thing as your mean green. But that could also be a Wild One's armature. And then your tough one armatures are gray, green, or copper wire with green tips. But this one has red tips. So I'm not really sure what they're doing with the... I'm not sure how accurate this is. Everybody says that this motor guide is fairly accurate. So... it's pretty good to look at to be able to date your arms and what you have for it. So that's the T-Jet side of things. So your Christmas trees are your early 500s. Your gold wire, red wire, green wire with gray tips is your later Thunderjet 500s. The Wild Ones and early AFXs had green wire with gray tips. Your Speedwind, which is your Wild Ones arms, which are in between your T-Jet and your Tough Ones, had green, or it says green or green wire with green tips. And then your Tough Ones had green wire or copper wire with green tips. So those are two chassis I still have to get a hold of. I need a Wild Ones and a Tough Ones. I don't have those yet. But I'll need to get those within my collection. So those are your T-Jet arms. So if you find a T-Jet with a Christmas tree arm in it, and it's an open rivet, it probably means that the motor's not original to the chassis, but you have an early arm with a later chassis. But if you have a closed rivet with a Christmas tree arm in it, that may be one of the original armatures that may have came in that chassis, which is really, really cool. So now, let's take a look at the AFX side of things. So, if we come to here, your early AFX cars, which it says early AFX, which I'm not really sure if this is accurate because it says early AFX, it doesn't say later AFX, were green wires with red tips. Now I checked, we have four full non-mag AFX chassis in this house, and they all have green wire with green tips, which tells me they're all mean greens. So I'm not really sure. So we may not have an original AFX car with an original motor in it, if that's the case. And this is, so I don't have the early one. This one here with red wire, with copper wire with red tips, this is your Magnatraction armature. As you can see right there. This is what your Magnatraction armatures look like. This is one. Oh, that ain't one. No, that ain't one either. So copper wire green tips is a mean green. Copper or green wire. So maybe these are original, because this is my original Magna Traction car, one of my original Magna Traction motors. So these might be original, even though it says it has red tips. But this is your Magna Traction armature. Copper wire or with red tips, ohming at about 13 to 15 is your Magna Traction armatures. And then your mean greens are mean or copper wire with green tips. So this is a copper wire with green tips, and then this is a green wire with green tips. So these could be, both of these I'm assuming are mean greens then. There is an AFX Red Devil, which I'm not sure, it doesn't say what that would have come in. That might have been an aftermarket arm, as you guys can see right there. Ohming at 14.5 to 15.4, red wire with red tips. I'm not really sure what that would have been in. Then you've got your specialty cars. This is your drag arm, which would have probably been in your specialty chassis, your 4 gears, with copper or green wire with blue tips. And I know they sold some of these complete, plus you could buy them aftermarket as well. So those were your specialty dragster arms, because I know they had a kit that you could buy through AFX to turn your specialty chassis into a drag car. So you could probably get that through there, and I do believe they sold the cars complete as well. So you could get that through there. And then this one on the very bottom is your Quadralam, your Super 2, your copper wire with black tips, which you can see right here. And this is going to be for our Super 2 build. This was courtesy of a subscriber. I think John sent this to us, was really, really nice of him. I want to thank him for that. But that is our Super 2. That is your Quadralam Super 2 arm. So those are really, really cool. So that is what you need to look for in your armatures, especially if you're buying something off of eBay and you get it and you open it up and you take a look at it to see if it actually has the actual armature in it that was in it when it was new. I don't remember, is this? I want to see if this T-Jet, I think this T-Jet's an open rivet T-Jet. Yeah, it's an open rivet. I don't have many closed rivet T-Jet chassis. I think I only have one. Most of my other ones are open rivet chassis cars. So they're the newer chassis, most of them. So that's your armature story there. I just wanted to kind of do this today, show you guys this. You can look this up on slotcarcrazy.com, or not slotcarcrazy, but up on slotcarcrazy on the Facebook on the group page. It's in the albums under Pancake Arm and Magnet Guide. So take a look at that. I'll try and see if I can find an updated version of this as well off the internet for you guys. And we'll have to see if we can get Jim to upload it to slotcarcrazy.com as well. If you guys haven't checked that out, go check that out. Jim has uploaded a lot of stuff, a lot of AFX catalogs. He just got done uploading a lot of Tyco catalogs that he got from Stan. Remember, within our group, Stan let him borrow them and scan them and put them up on the group page. So if you're a Tyco collector, I mean, I think he's got all the guides from 78, maybe even 77 to 82, I think. All uploaded on there as well. So go check it out. Every single page is on there. You can look through the entire catalog on there. It's really cool, really neat idea for Jim that he did that, and they look really, really good. So go check that out if you're a Tyco collector, and if you're an AFX collector. He's got Aurora ones up as well. I'm not sure the years. I think he's almost got them all the way through Tomei years. So I think he may even have an 85 or 86, maybe even an 87 Tomei catalog up as well. So go check that out. Great information. Great way to look back. Also to look at what was out at what times and what years and all that kind of stuff. So go check that out as well. I hope this video helped you guys kind of identifying your pancake arms a little bit to see what you guys have in your cars. Making sure, seeing if they're maybe original or not, or if you have one somebody may have put together, or maybe they may have changed the arm in it or something. So finding an original car that's completely original nowadays is probably really, really hard. Your Magna Traction cars are probably the closest thing to original that you can get. Trying to find an original AFX car with an original arm in it might be a little hard, but outside of that, you know, it's pretty cool. So I hope you guys have a great week. Next week will be a bi-weekly featured car. The week after that will be the racing action. I don't know if I'm going to do an episode because this race is on a Saturday, so we got to head over and head back. So I'm not sure if we're going to do a main episode. It might just be racing next the week, 2 weeks from now. So if not, I am working on a video. I want to go through a detailed description of all your Aurora class cars, chassis. So I'm going to borrow some chassis from everybody for the ones I don't have, and we'll do an in-depth look at all the slotted chassis from Aurora here in a couple of weeks. So I'm going to be doing a video of that. We might even be doing that for the Tyco side video as well. I want to do both of those, an in-depth look at the chassis from the beginning all the way up until the end of Aurora, and then same with Tyco. So be on the lookout for that video as well. I got to talk to Stan, and I got to talk to Breadwell about getting some cars for that, and be on the lookout for that video as well. So hope you guys have a great week. I hope you guys keep racing, keep the pin in the slot and wheels on the downside. If you're racing this weekend, good luck, and I hope you guys do well, and we'll catch you guys next week with the bi-weekly feature car. I'm out. Bye.